Yes, the recording is started. Mr. Sanjay is a very active community builder. He has been in most of the innovations behind. He's the mastermind. He has been very active in this space for very long, and his contributions have been well received by the wider community, not just the testers, but also the developers. So, and he has given most of his innovations and creations for free for the wider community, so that it is helpful for the wider group. So he's doing something great, which I highly appreciate. And it's not just me. There are many others who have recognized his efforts towards his service towards the community. He has been recognized as an Indian Achiever in 2020. And then he's also been given a Young Achiever Award in 2021. And I'm sure he's also all ready to bag more such accreditations going forward. So we are very happy to have him. Let me also tell you that selectorsHub is one such innovation, but he has many such, which I want him to talk about himself, where there is more work than me mentioning about it. And he will also let you know about his latest creation and how it's going to help you in your day-to-day life, like he mentioned. He is also, there are also more than 100K downloads and active users of whatever he has created. So, which is a great thing. If there are so many users, it simply shows that he's done something incredibly good. So thank you for doing this, Sanjay, and keep rocking, bring in this awesomeness all the time. So now that is the last slide, as I promised. Now I will hand over to Sanjay to talk himself and steal the show. Please go ahead, and then I'll stop sharing.
Sure. Thank you so much, Soumya. That was a great introduction, overwhelming. Welcome all, and thanks for joining. Without any further delay and any more gyan, so let me share my screen and let's just jump into what we are going to learn today. And definitely, like as I assured before, this will be like most of the things, like practical thing what you guys are working on day to day. So it is going to directly help you guys on your day-to-day work. So whether you are a manual tester, automation tester, or you are writing the testing, if you're a manager, leader, architect, everybody, this is going to help you. So mastering test automation, most complex web scenarios. So mostly like, of course, initially we'll take as the heading and title of this meetup suggests, that mastering the test automation most complex web scenarios. So mostly we will be discussing the web automation scenarios. One thing I would like to suggest here, if you guys get any question in between, feel free to put into the chat section. I will be taking over all the question at the end. Okay. Automation scenarios, like what we learn and practice and what we face in real time. So you see that generally, like when we people teach, like in fact, I'm also some of many times I used to give the training to people, and I have given in past, and I see people today, those who give the training. So whatever is possible in training. So generally what possible in trainings to teach is that we generally always give an example of, in fact, whether those are webinar or those are like training, online training or offline training, generally we give a very simple example of like login scenarios and all. So let me just play one small video here. I'm not sure if you guys will get the sound, but let me try. Are you guys getting sound?
No.
Soumya?
No, we didn't get it.
Okay, then anyways, like let me play it, but you will get it, what I'm trying to show you here. So this is a one guy, very simple guy, automation scenarios when you are learning and practicing. So these are the person is like, so this simple guy is the one, like test scenarios and test cases, or the like test scenarios which you practice in when you learn things. But the same guy become those same scenarios become like this bold and aggressive when you are in a like real time, that he becomes like very bold. So that's means the concept is that when we learn, when we practice, when we teach like very simple things, like how to enter some value in a field, how to enter username, password, click on something. And those used to be like very simple web elements. But when you go in industry, when you work in enterprise application, when you write the automation code or handle the enterprise application, generally, like most of us used to work for the companies, MNCs and big companies. So there used to be like really complex DOM, really more secured applications. Some are working on like banking domains and all. So they used to have a lot of iframe, shadow DOM, nested shadow DOM, iframe inside shadow DOM. That's where we people faced a lot of difficulty. Trust me, guys, if I show you some of the surveys which I have done in LinkedIn poll, thousands of people voted that they were not aware how to handle shadow DOM. Is that something there is shadow DOM? And these days, because many of the companies are implementing this new functionality, shadow DOM, reason being the like code reusability is there, the security thing is a lot. So many banking and many like enterprise application use shadow DOM and iframe. Let me show you one example here. So in fact, like generally you might not even able to get the practice page or some any application where you can practice about the shadow DOM and all. So I have already created one page where in SelectorsHub website, selectorsHub.com, you see that there is a practice page. Also here, you can directly click. So anywhere you click, it will take you to the practice page. So you see that these are the elements, simple elements. Guys, you will have to put in some effort looking at my screen carefully because I will be showing DOM and all. So yeah, please. So this is the element right now. So this is very simple element. We inspect it and we can write XPath and we can like handle this element. Okay, but let me inspect and another element. Let's say I inspect this, enter name. Okay, so we can generally like write the XPath or CSS selector for this element, right? Now let me write the XPath here for this element. Let me zoom in first if it is less visible. So this is the element here. One challenge is this, like DOM used to scroll up and down a lot. So I will have to handle this. Input, and then let's say ID is there. So I can write this. Of course, you guys can say that we can use directly ID. So why to write this one? Okay, so did I missed anything? I hope I have written the right XPath. Okay, because I'm known for the XPath thing and I shouldn't be doing anything wrong. Okay, it is showing 0 of 0. Any guess, guys, why it is showing 0 of 0? Anyone? You can write it on the chat section. Mustafa is saying iframe.
Yeah.
So if okay, so if it would be inside iframe, then it should show one matching node. Any other guess? So first thing, like if this XPath is correct for or not for this one. Input ID is there, and I have written, I hope like correct XPath inside shadow root. Ujjwal is saying inside shadow root. Okay, so without any further delay, just that's the right answer, that it is inside shadow DOM. But what is the reason it is giving 0 of 0? That's the right answer, that it is inside shadow DOM. So how we can get to know in looking at the DOM that it is inside shadow root or shadow DOM? You will see some of the element like this shadow root. That's where you can understand that this element is inside shadow root. Now, what is the region that it is inside shadow root? So, okay, it is inside shadow root. We got to know from here, but this XPath is showing 0 of 0. Any guess, guys? I'm just taking it lightly because this is going to be like more complex. I'm going to show you guys like the more complex scenarios. So I'm trying to involve you guys. Okay. So now let me show you what is the region that this is showing us 0 of 0. So here, this is the element. Of course, like DevTools doesn't support the shadow root element selectors for shadow DOM elements. We cannot verify here in DevTools. Like in fact, let me show you the selector sub one. So those guys, those who are not aware about selectorsHub, let me tell you, selectorsHub is a free browser extension used for XPath and selectors writing, and to learn all about XPath and selectors, DOM, etc. Lots of features are there. So I have already added this in my browser. So here I can found it at the last tab. Now, let me just copy this XPath, what we have written it here, and let me paste it here and hit enter. So you see that now you will learn from here itself. You don't need me or any expert, anyone out there, because all the time like expert or someone who has the knowledge of shadow DOM or the DOM or the selectors cannot sit with us every time. And you cannot query like this thing that this input @ID is equal to kills, why it is showing 0 in my DOM, right? Because there could be anything like your attribute could be something. So nobody can answer until unless you don't have the knowledge of DOM. So here selectorsHub has that knowledge and it will help you to get the right answer. So it is telling you that this is invalid CSS selector. XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. So this was the answer, guys, that why it is showing 0 of 0, because XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. Or you can say shadow DOM doesn't support XPath. So we cannot write the XPath, we cannot locate the element of shadow DOM, or I would say like we cannot access the elements which are inside shadow DOM through XPath. So we will have to write the CSS selector. Like if you read this here, what information selectorsHub is giving, this element is inside shadow DOM, which can't be accessed through XPath. Use CSS selector for it. Perfect. So let's write the CSS selector for this one. So like ID is there, so we can write has ID. I'm not going to teach guys like how to write XPath and CSS selector. I'm sure like most of you are aware about that. If you want to explore, learn more that, you can check out some of the courses or tutorials here on website. So you see that it is still showing 0 of 0. Reason because this doesn't support. Though this is a right CSS selector for this element, this is right located. Let me verify this one here. So this is showing us one element matching. So this is how you get to know that this element is inside shadow DOM and what is the right selector for this. And trust me guys, before selectorsHub, almost like 70% people have accepted on LinkedIn that they were not aware about how to handle shadow DOM, how to write the selectors for them. Okay. Now, this is fine that we are able to now you guys are able to understand that this element is inside, whether this is inside shadow DOM or not, you will get to know from this shadow root, and whether it supports XPath and CSS selector. So that is one concept you all have learned today, that shadow DOM doesn't support XPath. We need to write the CSS selector and how to check in DOM. That was one concept. Okay. Now, how to write the automation script for these elements, these shadow DOM elements. So shadow DOM elements, I'm sure like most of you have heard and handled the iframe elements, right? So iframe elements used to have one layer that before handling the iframe elements, you have to we have to switch inside iframe, and then we can handle them. Like then we can perform some action on them. So this is something like shadow DOM also. So so you know, like okay, let me take this example to help you guys to understand how you can handle the shadow DOM elements. So you remember those days, like whenever some guest comes in our house. So suppose your sister's friend comes in our house, in my house. So I have to take her permission to get to talk to her friend or to get her number. Like I need to, like, if I directly go to that like my sister's friend and ask her number or some permission for date or something, she will say like, get first permission from your sister, then only you can talk to me. So here, my sister granted me permission and then I go ahead. So same thing, if I have to enter value inside this enter name field, username field, I will have to take the permission of the person who is hosting this element, who is hosting this shadow root. So here these shadow roots are like guest in our family, guest in this DOM, in this complete elements tab. Now here, you are making me laugh.
Because your sister is very sweet. She's letting her friends to share the number with you, and you're cheeky there.
If she will get to know that this is all I'm presenting in my deck, she will kill me.
Sorry for disturbing. Go ahead.
Sure. So here, like this element, so every shadow root has someone who is hosting them inside the DOM. This is the complete DOM here. This shadow root is like a guest here, and this is the person, this div. Just above this shadow root, whatever you will see, that is the host. And this is the shadow root from where it starts. So first we need the access of this one. First we need to get the access, that element. Then basically we are switching. So let me make it easy for you guys now. So like in iframe, first you switch inside iframe, then you get the element. So first basically we will have to switch inside shadow root, then we will access that. Now how to write the code for that one? So here, I mean, we cannot write direct code to handle the shadow DOM elements, like driver.find element and then directly jump into that. No, and then there is no like switch to method. So every like whether you are using Selenium, whether you are using Playwright, whether you are using Cypress or any particular app, like automation framework or API, everyone needs selectors. So you will have to first write the selectors for shadow host element, who is the host. So you get in selectorsHub, you will get everything. You will not have to put in effort that what is the host, because some of there I will show you some of the example where it is very difficult to figure it out where is the host and which is that element. So you will get the host selector. Then here is the method. This is the code that driver.find element by.css selector get shadow root. So this is basically will give you the shadow DOM access. So this piece of code, it is written in Selenium, guys. So if you are using Cypress or if you are using Playwright, you just have to change this method, this one here, that how they handle the what is the method particular in that API. So easily you can get that. Just that you will have to use this selector. You need this selector. Rest method will be constant in that particular. And then from here you will get that particular shadow DOM access. So inside that shadow, this is a variable here. Search context is basically the object of that shadow DOM. So search context is the like top level hierarchy of the top level interface in WebDriver hierarchy. So this is the top level one WebDriver. Basically, so this is an interface actually. So I'm not going that in depth concept of that. So here we got the object of shadow root. And then inside shadow root, we are trying to find out this element. This is the one element which we found by .css selector. And here I can use .send keys or .click, whatever we want to do. Now let me show you guys. So what I will do, like you just have to copy this code, this piece of code. So you can select and come here. So I have already written a small piece of code to open that website. Okay, so simple what you have to do to enter the value here inside this field. You just copy this code, inspect this element and copy this code, come back here in the editor, paste that code. And wherever you have to, like, let me just show you. This is the simple website I have opened. And after that, I'm just pasting the code. And let's say we want to enter some value here. And we want to enter, let's say, Soumya here. And let me run the code now. And trust me, guys, whatever I'm showing you, these scenarios, try to automate this without using selectorsHub, and then let me know how much time you wasted. So I'm just running this piece of code now. Hope it will work. So here it is executing, and you see that it has entered the value here. I'm giving you guys this homework. Without selectorsHub, inspect this element, try all these elements, whatever you see. Trust me, you will take at least one day to automate this, just 4-5 elements here to enter the value. Okay, now let me go to the next level. So you guys understood the shadow DOM. You guys learned how to handle the shadow root element. Okay, remember one thing, that this is open. We can handle only those shadow root elements which are inside shadow root open. There are two types of shadow DOM, open and closed. If any element will be inside shadow root closed, that we cannot locate. We cannot write selectors for them. Region, as per W3C standard, those elements are not being like inside closed shadow root. We cannot inject the JavaScript and we cannot access them through locators. There are ways. I have already created some tutorial like how you can automate the closed shadow DOM, but you cannot write the selector. Like, let me show you one example for this, like this one. Let me inspect this element. Okay, not this one. This one. So you see that this element, it is inside shadow root closed. So selectorsHub will tell you here that this element is inside shadow root. Okay, that's fine. Here you read that this element is inside closed shadow DOM, which is inaccessible through like JavaScript. So we cannot write. Please watch this tutorial to handle closed shadow DOM element. There is a trick and workaround, but that workaround most of the time, like, okay, I would say that 90% of the time will work, but not always. So this way you would be able to learn, like selectorsHub will help you to understand the like what feature that element is having, what that like whatever that inspected element is about, it will give you all that information here. So read carefully what is that information is about. Now let's go to the next level now. Enter pizza name. Here you see that this element is inside shadow root. Okay, we immediately got to know that this element is inside shadow root. And here is the like shadow root. This is the element. We can write the selector for this, like has pizza. So you see that we have written it. This is showing one element matching. But will this work? Like if I try to enter the value inside this pizza field and write the code for this one, and then start like entering value inside this, it will not work because this element is inside shadow root, one level. Now scroll up. Scroll up. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. You see that there is one iframe. This was the element. You see there is an iframe. The iframe got closed here. Let me close this one. Do you guys think that that element is inside iframe? That's shadow root. That element is not inside iframe, shadow root not inside iframe, because if I close this, you see that this shadow root is inside this div and this div is not inside this iframe. Okay, now let me scroll a little bit more up. You see that there is another shadow root. So this shadow root is inside another shadow root. So now there are nested shadow DOM. There could be 5, 10 shadow DOM as well. Now, trust me, it will take a whole lot of day, and sometimes it is like literally very frustrating to get to know how many shadow roots are there, how many shadow DOMs are there in the DOM, because it is really difficult to figure it out, like where the quote is closing, is this element inside this or not, is that is the parent or not. So here selectorsHub will help you. You see that it immediately tells you, as soon as you inspect the element here, it will tell you that this element is inside 2 nested shadow DOM. Here you see, this is the CSS selector for host 1. This is the CSS selector for host 2. And then, I mean, this is a wait time it has added automatically, because generally, like whenever you have iframe or shadow DOM, it is always recommended that you add some wait time so that that particular DOM get loaded, so you don't get any error. And then here you get that shadow root, particular shadow root. and that particular means complete piece of code, you will get it automatically. So now let me copy this code. If we have to enter pizza name here. So simply we will paste this code here, and you can enter like whatever value you want. Let's say we want cheese pizza. So you can, don't feel hungry guys. So here we enter and we can execute this code, and this will work here. Okay. Now, so this code will work and it will enter the value. Okay. So this is how you can handle the nested shadow DOM. I can see one question is there. Let me answer these two questions first. Do every code has shadow root element? Not every code will have, not every DOM will have the shadow root thing, but these days lots of applications are implementing this, and people don't get to understand whether this is inside shadow root or what. And many people are asking because now half of the world knows about it, because I have taught about this thing people a lot. And earlier people were, what they were doing, like, okay, we cannot automate this something, and they were leaving it. So it before selectorsHub and before this innovation, it was considered that this test case is not automatable. So that was the thing in the past, but now things are changing, and yes, it can be automated. How to do it in Cypress? So it will become like really difficult if I will start teaching here explicitly code and every method of Cypress and Selenium and then Playwright. So please avoid that. Let me avoid that for now. So but let me tell you that only this thing you have to, only the method thing you have to change here. Just, and the main concept is how you identify in the DOM whether the element is inside shadow DOM, and how to write the selector for that. That is the main concept. Method will be always constant in Cypress or in Selenium. So maybe like some Cypress expert can help you. Yeah, Soumya is there.
Can I? Yeah, I'll just add, sorry for interrupting. So first question is for the Inder, because nowadays we're using web UI development where there is reuse of the components happening. Like Sanjay mentioned very rightly that in the past, every UI element used to be created on the HTML DOM screen, and then it used to made available as a UI interaction. But now it's mostly developed based on the web UI components. So either based on HTML component or React.js components or a Vue.js components, but it's usually the component. And then these components are made are custom components, and usually these components will have this shadow DOM, and because it's customized for each element, and you pretty much can see this is picking up in the market, and most of the applications will have this challenge or this way of implementation going forward. Coming to the second question of Cypress. So how this is helpful in Cypress? So in Cypress, when you have to interact, we usually land up taking CSS with the available picker, whatever is there. The idea is to pick, even if there is an ID, it picks up CSS. That's the priority in Cypress, if I've seen. But if there is any other way of choosing an element and you have to interact with it, then it is something that you have to come yourself with, and you have to identify either an XPath or by class name or whatever it is. You just have to find it and do it, and still Cypress works. So in Cypress, for you is identification of the element, which the selectors hub is going to help you to identify the element, and then just do site.get, and that within the quotes, you're just going to give that element and then do all the interaction, like should be visible, an assertion is put, and then all the actions that you want to do. This is how it's handled in the Cypress. I hope I answered the question. And Sanjay, there's one more question for you, which is, did I miss it?
Yeah, it's can we capture?
Hold on.
Can we capture all the shadow roots in the list?
Can we capture all shadow roots in a list? Yes, that's what we have done. Like, I mean, that is not required, and that's that is not required. There is no use case to you need to capture all the shadow roots. You need to capture all the shadow roots which are there for that particular element, like your element inside which shadow roots, inside how many shadow roots that you require. For me, it is easy, very easy. Like I can just search something in DOM and then I can give you, but that is no use for like anyone. So yeah, anyways, let us continue. Otherwise, like we will get stuck here. There are like a lot more things I need to cover. So I want you guys to learn a lot many good things. Okay, so this is the simple shadow DOM. Now I have showed you guys. Let me show you something more. Okay, so let me show you something from iframe. Nested shadow DOM. Now about the iframe. Okay, so today when you inspect element, you have to write, first you have to figure it out whether that element is inside iframe or not. And then you have to write the XPath for iframe or CSS selector for iframe. But here in selectorsHub, you just inspect the element. It will tell you that this element is inside iframe. And then what is the XPath of that iframe? You got the XPath of iframe and you got the XPath for that particular inspected element. So this way, your complete problem is solved. Now you need not to like figure it out whether this element is inside iframe or whether that what is the XPath of iframe. You need not to waste time scrolling in the DOM. If suppose element is inside multiple iframe, like there are 3-4 iframes, then situation got really complex. Let me inspect this element. So it tells you that this element is inside 2 nested iframe. This is the XPath for iframe 1, iframe 2, and then XPath for that inspected element. So it made your task really easy. And you just have to switch inside those iframe. Let me show you guys. So now let me show you that how you can handle even more complex scenarios. And that I will show you with the code. Suppose if any element is inside shadow DOM and that shadow DOM is inside iframe. Or let me make it even further complex. Suppose the element is inside 2 shadow DOM and those 2 shadow DOM are inside iframe. So now let me show you how. Do you love tea? How many of you guys love tea? I'm sure Shoma will say yes.
I'm an addict of
yeah. So okay, so you see that this element, do you love tea here? This element is inside single shadow DOM. And that shadow DOM is inside iframe. So let's look at the DOM now. And let's understand how we can automate this one. So that this element is inside, let's scroll, this is inside shadow root. So generally, like if we are doing automation, writing automation script, everybody, including me, what immediately I will see, oh, shadow root is there. Okay, yes, I got this, that this is inside shadow root. I will immediately start writing the code that, okay, I have switched inside shadow root, I got this, and then start implementing the functionality on this, that enter or something. But my script will start failing because this shadow root is inside iframe. Now who can help me that this element is inside iframe? And here, trust me, writing the selector, writing the XPath, because somewhere XPath will work, somewhere CSS selector will work. CSS selector will work in all the cases, but XPath will not work in case of shadow DOM. So it becomes really complex here. And first we will have to here switch inside iframe. So now let me copy this. And let me delete this part because this is done. So first we need to switch inside iframe driver dot switch to frame. And here you have XPath, or you can switch inside iframe. I'm sure many of you already know that you can switch inside iframe using that ID as well. So let me for a second use this XPath itself. So we have switch inside iframe now. Next thing, what we need to do, we need to switch inside that shadow DOM, and then we can handle this element. So we can copy this, come here, paste this code, and we need to enter the value inside that tea. Which one, Soumya? Green tea, lemon tea, or Masala tea.
Chai, masala tea, yes.
Okay, done. So let's execute this code. Many times I get scared while running these code in live because generally they used to break.
Yeah, that's like the
Production mein code patna. Yeah, in production that code always. Yes. So here we have entered the value inside that element, which was inside shadow DOM, and that shadow DOM was inside iframe, and it worked. So this is how you can handle this complex scenarios where you have to enter the value where the element is inside shadow DOM, and then that shadow DOM is inside iframe. So now you guys all set to handle any kind of element, because these are the some of the like really complex scenarios. Now complexity could be keep on increasing. Like let me inspect this element here. So this element is inside two nested shadow DOM, and then those two shadow DOMs are inside iframe. So you know the concept now. First you have to handle the shadow DOM element. First you have to switch inside iframe, and then you have to copy and paste this script, and then you have to execute and handle that. Let me show you a few more things quickly. This one, current crush name. How many of you remember your current crush name? First one, of course, none of you will remember. Current for boys, it used to keep changing as they walk in the street.
Wife, it seems. TJ. You can't be Friday evenings, okay?
Yeah. Wife. This is like, okay. Okay, he knows that this is getting recorded. Oh, wow.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you see that here when we inspected this element is inside iframe. And we cannot directly automate this one. Let me show you why. We got that this element is inside iframe. Okay, so this one, now we will scroll here because you see that selectorsHub didn't show that iframe XPath. What is the region? So you see here, this is the iframe. And now you see that if you select this iframe, because iframe could also be inside shadow DOM. Now you select this iframe. You see that iframe is inside shadow DOM. This one. So here, first you need to copy this code, get the access of iframe, then switch inside iframe, and then you can access that particular element inside which you want to enter your crush name, whatever it is. So likewise, there are like more complex scenarios. So these are some of the like really great and complex scenarios which will help you guys to automate such things. And trust me, like selectorsHub will help you a lot in this kind of situation where you will get stuck. And apart from that, like selectorsHub has many features which will help you guys a lot to learn. And because this works as a smart editor, here you can write your XPath. If you are very quickly, you can write XPath like this. If you make any mistake, like what is wrong in your XPath, this will help you. If you are writing CSS selector like this will help you to immediately complete your CSS selector automatically. Lots of functions you would be able to learn from here. So like this, if you can also get the code of like whether that's a Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright. Like you see that here it is generating the XPath and CSS selector, all the possible selectors here. If you click on this feature here, set driver command, and now you see that you got the complete command here. You can click here, you will get that Cypress command. Many of you are, I feel like many of you are working on Cypress. Soumya is also on Cypress. So you select this, hit enter, you see that you got the Cypress command. Now you need not to write any code or something like that. You just inspect the element, you copy this and go back and paste it in your editor. Quickly, you can complete your command. You just inspect any element, quickly come here, copy this command and go back and paste it here. Simple. Suppose if you want to generate for multiple elements all together, because one by one inspecting and then copying back and forth, no, that's a too much time waste. There's a click to generate multiple elements. select this, and now you see the magic. You start inspecting these elements here, and you will see in selectorsHub, everything is getting automatically generated. You simply copy all, go back, and your script, you can complete it very quickly. If you are using page object model, you can select this, add find by, hit enter. You will get this. And you must be thinking how we will get that locators keyword, right? Because this field, first XPath is for email. So you see that we got that email as well. It handle everything inside. So this one is for email. This one is for password, enter password field. This one is for company. So everything you get it. And the selectors and XPath, what selectorsHub generate, those are really awesome, robust, unique, everything. So that you can of course trust. So this is how it helps you guys a lot to handle most complex nested shadow DOM and iframe. Now time for a quiz, a simple quiz for you guys. From that you will learn a lot of great concept. 4 questions, but you will trust me, you will learn a lot. I hope you have learned already something new today. How many of you guys have learned the shadow DOM concept today? Awesome.
Thanks, Anu. Thanks, iPhone 13. That's weird to wish, isn't it? I mean, maybe next time you can just put in your name. Shireen, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And most of them. So,
awesome.
Okay, some of you. Sorry.
Now you guys will learn more. Okay. So I will share this quiz. Guys, don't leave and don't miss this quiz thing.
Yeah.
This will you will also get the certificate for this webinar, and this one.
Thanks, Ashish.
So please, sorry, you were saying something?
No. I was just thanking Ashish. He said it's a great presentation, so thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you everyone. Yeah, please open this link and take this quiz along with me, because you guys are gonna learn lots of good things. So please fill this, and you guys will get the certificate on the email ID which you will enter here. If you will score 75%, I will make sure that all of you learn and score 75%.
I wasn't knowing that. I'm truthful. I wasn't knowing that. 75% is a must.
If you will attend the full session, then you will get the recording. A lot more there, like guys, I have 2 more tools which will help you guys on a daily basis. So remain with us. Don't leave. Let's complete this quiz quickly. Hardly 5 minutes it will take. And lots of good concepts you will learn. Let's click on next. Let me know, guys, once you are on this page.
I hope you guys are following. And guys, I think hardly it takes another 20 minutes. Please don't leave right at the end. Please do participate until the end.
I have two more tools, guys. 2 more tools. So, and I want everyone to participate and answer this question. And trust me, all the 4 questions you guys will answer wrong. Sorry.
This also I didn't, okay? Don't blame me. These are surprises for me.
Yeah, she was not aware about the quiz. Last moment I told her.
This is fun.
Yeah.
So you can go back and have 2 pints of more beer just to cheer yourself up. So you get a reason to celebrate.
So XPath to get all the URL values.
Hey, iPhone
which is 13. The right answer?
No. Look at the iPhone 13 giving the answers in the back end. This is, hey, iPhone 13.
4th option. Okay, so let them try. Like, let everyone try. Come on, guys. There are like so many people. Only 2-3 people are participating. This will be very bad, guys.
Oh, come on.
Come on, don't make me disappoint. There are 64 people.
Osman, you give
XPath to get all the URL values. Guys, read the question carefully. It will not be that simple if I'm asking. XPath to get all the URL values. Wow. That's correct answer in there. The answer is /a/@href. So that's the answer given by Inder. Clap for him. Now let me show you guys what is the region and why that is the answer. It's not really easy. So if I'm on this page, like let me take some other website, Amazon. So this Zoom thing is like really complicated. Here and other, you will have to keep moving your windows. So suppose on this page, we have to get all the links. Then that's the like general formula of writing XPath for all the links is all the anchor text, I would say rather, /A. Now the question is XPath to get all the URL values. So if you see that, let me just turn off this auto generator mode. So you see that this XPath is for all the anchor tags. Now we need to get the URL values. So URL values are these, right? So for this, what will be the XPath? This will be the XPath. So this is the XPath to get all the values, all the URL values. And this feature is very helpful. This XPath concept is very helpful whenever you want to test your application and you want to get all the URL values, or if you are doing web scraping or something. You know that like generally, like if you go for interview or in your company, how do you write how do you get all the links values? I'm sure you all will agree that you used to write /A, then you use find elements method, then you get all the links, all the web element in a list, then you get href value by using the for loop. Are you guys doing that thing? And in fact, like you do in interviews as well. Am I correct?
Anu says
but this way, if you will, yeah, but this way you can write right away. Like you can just in a second, you see that the time you were wasting to get all the links, you can just do it in seconds. And there is a copy button here. You can copy all the links. Done. But there is a catch. You cannot use this XPath in your automation script. Region, we cannot use this XPath formula in our we cannot use this XPath formula for our automation script because this is returning the string values, not the elements. We can use only those XPath in our automation script, which used to return the nodes, which are basically elements. We cannot use those XPath formula which returns the value. Remember, guys, this is the concept. Okay. Now, then there are other things, but if I will try to explain all of them, it will take 2 hours at least. Jumping on to the next question. If you want to learn more about these concepts, guys, please do check out my videos on YouTube, selectorsHub YouTube channel, or you can check out the courses here. Then does DevTools show the correct count of XPath match always? How many of you believe that you don't use XPath tool and you write your own XPath and that is right way? Okay, so mostly people saying no. So yes, DevTools doesn't DevTools always doesn't give you the right count. For an example here, there are 110 elements matching. This, which means on this page there are 110 links. Let me copy and paste this one here. It is showing 112. Are there 112 links? There are not. Region, because it used to show you the string match as well. DevTools is not just to verify XPath and CSS selector. This concept we have never taught our student. We have never discussed in this, that DevTools, we just blindly said that just don't use XPath tool, write your own XPath. But we have never taught this concept that what is the right platform to write and verify XPath. Is this the right platform to write XPath and CSS selector? No, because when you verify here any XPath or CSS selector, if that will match as a string in the page, then it will show that result count. And you will think that, okay, there are 112 links. If I write CSS selector for links, which is A, so now it will show 1100 plus. Are there 1100 links? No, there are 110 links. So whether you write XPath, whether you write CSS selector, in both the cases, it should show correct count. So that's where. And in many situations, like it doesn't give you right count of shadow DOM, like shadow DOM elements I showed you guys in case of iframe as well, and many scenarios are there. Okay, so the answer is no here, and here the answer is third option. I hope you guys are taking the quiz along with me. Next, click next. Then here, the next question is, which XPath is correct for reports with respect to project? So to solve this question, let's go to this link here. Open this link, guys, in new tab. And here you can click on Google. And then you can select any of the Gmail account. Yes, answer could be anything, guys, but we need to understand if you guys are giving answer, can give me the answer that why other options are wrong if third is the answer. Okay, let everyone come on this page. So once you guys are on this page, let me know. I will hold for 30 seconds. This is very good question actually. And when I will explain, then you guys will understand. Because I need the reason why other answers are wrong.
Sagar, Ravina, Mustafa, anyone would like to explain why the other reasons are wrong? Sorry for putting you in spot, but just.
Because they gave answer.
Yes. Balika Bakra. I am a little confused. It's okay, man.
We need the following.
We have an extra beer for today. Come over.
They are on the same hierarchy, siblings. A wrong, it uses index number. Okay. Okay, just tell me, guys, is everyone on this page? Then I will explain. Okay, so the question is like, first open this link into the new tab, and then you can just click on Google and then select any of the account. Okay, so I feel like most of the people are on this page. You guys can also, like after this session also, you can take the quiz. Link is not going away anywhere from this page. So there's a quiz here. So you guys can take it from the website, not a problem. Now let me explain the question. Someone explained that this is having the index. So that is the reason this is wrong. Let me copy this and paste it here. It is giving right count. This is not wrong XPath. Michael said that A wrong, it uses index number. No, this is right. The XPath formula is right. XPath is also right. Now you see that this is also highlighting reports. But this is not right answer because we need to write the XPath for reports with respect to project. Though this is directly XPath for reports, it's not with respect to project. So this answer is wrong because it is not with respect to project, though XPath is correct for reports. Then second option, let me copy this and paste it here, hit enter. This is also showing one, but this is again, like you see that here it has been used two types, same function, two times uses reports only, and it's not with respect to project. So this is also not correct answer. Then third one, yes, third one is probably right answer. Yes, so third one is the right answer because this is, you see that this is reports and it is with respect to following, of course, is with respect to project. Now let's see the last one. This is wrong because colon is missing. I guess someone already answered this, that colon is missing. Here, sometimes I used to add this option as well. If I replace this Z with S, because many people write spelling of normalize as SE, this is wrong. Here, selectorsHub has that capability to help you guys to give you the proper like region what is wrong in your XPath. Like here, you see that wrong spelling. Use normalize in place of normalize. So this helps you guys with these things. Okay, so moving on to the next question. So answer is third one here. What exception will automation throw while performing action on an element which has 0 width and 0 height? What exception will automation throw while performing action on an element which has 0 width and 0 height?
No
Stale element error, non-interactable exception. Absolutely right answer. Let me show you one example quickly here. If that is there still. Not sure. So you see that, let me turn it on. Okay. So like this one. So you see that these elements are like, has been added, generally added in the DOM for like some other purpose to inject some data or some script or something like that, metadata and all. So these elements are not visible in UI and they have 0 interactable area. So for that reason, selectorsHub will tell you upfront that this element is not interactable through Selenium as it is not visible in UI. So this will help you guys. Like selectorsHub will give you upfront those error messages, those information if you will be making something wrong. So this way it will help you here. And now you can submit it. Those who have, you can see the score. Those who have a score 100%, like 12 out of 12, then you will get, of course, a certificate in your Gmail ID or in your email, whatever you have entered. I would request all of you that please share that in like LinkedIn, so that others will get to know about this kind of great meetups, and it will help us and it will help everyone. I haven't heard of non-interactable exception. Try automating any element. Selenium will throw that error, so you will get that. It's not new, it was there, but yes, many times people don't get these things until unless they don't, they are not being asked such question in interview or they don't face it in real time. Okay, now I have 2 more tools, guys, which will help you on your daily basis. One is Test Case Studio and one more. So let me quickly show you that as well. And I will take another 5-10 minutes, guys, but it will help you guys a lot every day to save at least an hour of time. Okay. So suppose we have to, like, whenever you do some testing, like we have to test the Google search functionality. Okay. So how do we start? Like we start, like, let's say if I search for selectorsHub here, hit enter. Then I go and click here on selectorsHub. Then suppose I go here, right click here on products. Then I click on practice page. Then suppose I enter here company name selectorsHub. Then I try to click here, let's say enter first name. So I'm not able to edit this field. I'm trying to enter last name here also. Okay, so you see that we are not able to enter the value inside these 2 boxes. So we have found a bug here on this page that these fields are non-editable. And we have to raise a bug here to the developer. So whenever we have to raise a bug in Jira, or we have to tell the developer there is a bug in the website, in the app, we always have to tell them the steps, right? We cannot tell them like, okay, there is a bug, go and fix. We will always have to tell them that this is how you can reproduce the bug. These are the steps. And in fact, like if you are raising a bug in Jira, you have to add those steps, as well as a screenshot as well. We always add the screenshot. Agree, guys? Now, can someone tell me, or any one of us, remember all the steps what I just followed to reach here. And this bug can be reproduced if we will follow the same steps. Like first on Google, then we scroll, then we right click somewhere, then I press somewhere, then I enter some value somewhere. So does any one of you remember all the steps?
Wrong question on a Friday evening. I don't remember, sorry. So yeah.
Nobody can, of course, no one can. We will have to just think that what was that, and then we will have to repeat. Let me show you who will tell you that what was those steps. You see that all the steps which we have followed has been recorded here in Test Case Studio. First, we have open website. This was like somewhere I clicked before searching for that, so that's okay. Then we have entered here selectorsHub into search box. Then we have pressed enter. Then we have scrolled down. Then we click on that selectorsHub website. Then we have right click on products. Then we clicked on practice page. So you see that all the steps are here. I can simply click on here, copy all, and I can paste these steps to my developer that these are the steps, go and reproduce the issue and fix it.
This is dope. Really nice.
So, so this way, and you can just download this test case, share it with your developer or tester, or just upload in Jira. You need not to do anything. Best thing. Now, we as a developer never do, we as a tester, how do we take, like if we got a bug here, this field, we take a screenshot. I'm sure you all will agree that we don't raise a bug without a screenshot. We take a screenshot like this. We highlight this field. Agree, guys? Then we save it. And this will get saved somewhere in your system with this kind of name. A screenshot, something like that. But if you will check this tomorrow, you will forget that what this test case, what this screenshot was for. And it will be difficult to like share with anyone. But here you see that whatever screenshot we have downloaded here. So you see that if I will open this, all the screenshots has been downloaded with the step name, and each and every field is highlighted here. So suppose here, click on first name. So you see that this is a screenshot for click on first name field, click on first name. The screenshot name is the step name. Here the field is highlighted. So now you need not to waste any single minute, any single second. Everything has been done by Test Case Studio. You just have to upload this screenshot folder or this screenshots. You just share with your developer and you will get them. So this way, it is very helpful to get all the screenshots, all the steps and everything here. And then you can see here, whatever screenshots has been like each and every steps has been done here. So very smartly, everything is done and you get all the screenshots, all the steps. And at the same time, so manual test case, suppose I'm a manual tester. I'm going a little faster because we are running out of time, guys. So another 5 minutes. So you see that we got manual test case ready, we got a screenshot ready. And suppose you are writing automation script. So you get that automation script is also ready here. You get XPath, you get CSS selector. You simply, means when you will download this, it comes here. If you copy this, you get all the XPath. If you want with command, you just turn on this, you have this command here, or you want to change this, you can update as well. And you see that your automation script is also ready. So you can just go here and paste this here. And you can add the method, whatever you want here, like let's say .send keys or whatever you want, that you can add it here. So this way, you would be able to get the manual test case, automation script, screenshot, everything immediately. And these are converted into the English sentence. So like very basic English sentence, whatever you will do, like you will do right click, you will click somewhere, that it will do. You can like explore more. There are like a lot more features are there. You can pause and pause the recording, resume the recording. You cannot execute this. This is free, Ujjwal. This is free. So all the tools which I have showed you guys, everything is free. Yes, of course, there is one pro version of this Test Case Studio where I have added more features because I'm running all this show alone, and it's been like more than like 4 or 5 years for me running all the free tools and everything, developing and running on donation. It's been almost 5 years. I'm running on donation, but now I have burned everything. So yes, of course, I will have to get some Pro Tools. So yes, one Pro Tool is there. Then, so there are like many features in this. You can add a step, you can delete a step. I know like at this stage, people start asking like, explain more. So yes, so you can execute this test case on Test Rigger as well. There is a feature you can execute as well if you want. And this works for mobile web, and desktop web. It doesn't work for native apps. So yeah. Then there are like a lot more features. So I would request that please watch the detailed tutorial here. So you can watch this. If you need any help, you can always reach out to me. So this is Test Case Studio, guys. Let me show you another one.
Sanjay, one quick question. Sorry, someone asked a question. Are APIs available for these? Someone asked in the chat.
No, API is not available because this is the browser extension. So currently API is not available. Yes, Inder, this is a Test Case Studio. You will get all the details on the selectorsHub website homepage itself, like selectorsHub, Test Case Studio. You just go to this one here, and you would be able to read all the documentation and everything, like installation. You go all the installation link and everything. You will get it here, and tutorial and all those things. So yeah, is this only for web or can this be used for mobile applications? Mobile web, not for mobile native. All features is cool, but my firewall doesn't allow to add these in my office laptop. You can use it on Firefox if that is not allowed. 99% of the companies out there in the world, they have already unblocked selectorsHub and all my tools because they are absolutely safe and secure. So if you need any help, I'm more than happy to help you. You see that, is it safe and secure? So you can just go through this. You can write a mail to your admin team and they will unblock this one. So most of the banking companies have already unblocked. Just to let you know, guys, there is no, most of the company like Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, everywhere it is being used today, all my tools. Most of the time goes in raising a bug with complete steps, screenshot and screen recording. So yes, these all features will help you guys a lot. And if you check out the pro version, that has like incredible features, incredible innovations. So that also will help you guys a lot. Now let me show you another tool because then it will be like getting late now. But of course, like you guys just check out the selectorsHub YouTube channel. You have already got a link that into the certification mail. And also just on the selectorsHub website, you will get the YouTube channel link. So there I have uploaded all these tutorials and everything. Then next is, which I launched yesterday, that is Test Case Hub. This is a very cool idea and really good one. I will tell you guys what is the reason and why this one is there. So like today, if I give you guys one scenario, like there are almost, how many people are there? 56 right now. There was 64 initially. If we give login functionality to test all of you, will all of you be able to test same level of complexity, and would you all be able to cover same test scenarios and test cases? There are chances that some of you are having like 10 years experience, 5 years experience, some is fresher, one is like really good experience guy, one who has done a lot of testing of login functionality, one might not have ever done the login functionality testing. So everybody will be doing the testing of login feature different ways. And end of the day, somebody's login functionality will be working really good, will be very having the very good quality, but some of the someone's application might not be having that great quality of login functionality because they haven't covered all those scenarios. So reason because we don't get the good test cases. Sometimes we are not able to think the good amount of test scenarios and test cases. As soon as we got the functionality, we jump into the testing of that particular functionality. But what if I put all of you together at one place and you all, like from the whole industry, people come and put their great mind, like Stack Overflow or Wikipedia. If you all come and contribute at one place and you all have written the word world-class test cases from the great company and with your experience at one place. Like if one of you that who is having the great experience and login functionality, that if you got a place where all the test cases are there from the industry expert and verified test case, then now I will be sure that whether I'm fresher or I have a zero experience, I can just go to that place, search for that particular functionality and get those test cases and test it. So this way I would be able to assure that whether my application is being tested by a fresher or by an expert, but that is done, at least that has been covered basic functionality, basic scenarios. So let me show you guys here the test case hub. So this is the test case hub. You can read about it here. This is a kind of like Wikipedia of test cases. So here you can search for the test case of any functionality. So here let me search for login. So you see that all the test cases are being listed here. Now you see that all the test cases are here for login functionality, their priority and positive, negative, like test with a correct credential, invalid credential, test with null values. After logout, refresh the page, it shouldn't show login after logout. So now I need not to put my mind to think the like very basic or normal scenarios or some technical scenarios. Of course, there could be for my application, there could be a like application specific scenarios that I will be knowing for sure because that is my application. But for login, what are the standard scenarios? What are the technical scenarios which need to be covered? Like after logout, press back button, it shouldn't show logged in. Generally, we are not able to think these scenarios, these two at least. I know I have discussed before this tool, developing this tool, I have discussed with many people and I didn't hear these two scenarios from many people. Hardly like one or two people was able to tell these features. So likewise, there are like a lot of great scenarios which will be like going to be added here. And over the time, it is going to evolve and getting mature. If you find that, okay, this particular scenario is missing, it is not there in this in this tool, then of course you can submit it here. Okay, this test case is missing, let me submit. You can submit for login, or if you want to like submit some for other particular functionality. Let's say right now there are not for radio button, there are no test cases. So you want to submit, you contribute here, and then tomorrow, like of course it will not start appearing immediately. Like let's say for radio button test cases, we should be only one checkbox should be selectable. Only one checkbox or button, you can say, button should be selectable. I'm just writing, guys. Just ignore my English and other stuff. I'm not that good in writing test cases. So accept, and of course you can add more as well. So let me just submit this. So this will get and submitted for review. Once that will get reviewed, it will start appearing. And over the time, there are going to be like more and more features and more test cases are going to appear here. So now, suppose for an example, we want to search for email. So there are some test cases. Initially, right now, if you will start searching, you will find very less test cases. But over the time, it is going to evolve. And there will be like a lot more test cases, and whole community are going to like contribute here. We already have millions of users for my tool, so all are going to support here. So you see like here, a tester from Google is also going to contribute, a tester from ThoughtWorks, Microsoft, Apple, everywhere people are going to write the test cases. I'm from a startup, I'm also going to write it. So if I'm going to start my company tomorrow, I have some fresher testers. So I will be always sure, okay, I will ask him, go in test case hub, search for the test cases for this particular functionality and test it. So with that way, I will be sure, okay, this guy has covered at least the basic functionality. My application will be running in production. I'm fine with that. Later on, we can cover the corner cases. And suppose I'm a developer, because generally like many companies are not able to afford tester, then developer also can use this a lot. This is going to be a lot, very, very useful for developers, because developer cannot think of the really good test cases like we tester can think of. So developer will also use this. They will also test at least their basic functionality before handling the build to the testers. So this is going to really help a lot, everyone. So I hope Hope you guys will like this idea, and this will definitely help a lot. So yeah, with that, thank you so much everyone for joining, and all thanks and special thanks everything to Soumya for arranging this session for you guys. And so thankful to all of you. Please keep supporting, keep loving, let the world know about selectorsHub and all these incredible test case studio and test case hub tool. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me, and more than happy to help you guys if you guys have any question.
Many thanks, Sanjay. Many thanks, Soumya.
And before leaving, guys, I will request all of you that please turn on your camera and we will take the selfie because it is being already late and many people want to leave. So please, if you guys can turn on your cam and then we can take a quick selfie.
Okay, so let me stop recording first.